Welcome to FedScoop TV. I'm Wyatt Cash, and we're here today at the Public Sector Innovation Summit, and our guest is Doug Bourgeois. Doug is the Federal Consulting Cloud Leader for Deloitte. Welcome to the program.
Thank you. Good to be here.
So there's so much talk about innovation, and it's a word that's used more and more in conversations in IT. Tell us what your definition or what innovation really means to you in the public sector.
Well, I think innovation means bringing something substantially new into an agency or a mission that transforms the end result of what the mission is accomplishing. So it's really bringing innovation means bringing new things to improve mission results, bottom line.
Well, and next I'd like to ask, there's a lot of talk of technologies like cloud and mobility and how that's advancing that kind of activity. How do you see it driving efficiency, effectiveness, and cost savings at agencies?
Yeah, really good question. I think when we talk about innovation, I think from an industry standpoint and government agencies as users of technology, we tend to focus too much on the technology and not enough on how to adopt it and how to successfully utilize it. So I think that's one thing that fundamentally needs to change for the government to get more value out of technologically based innovations. But specifically to cloud, I mean, cloud has radically transformed the way we look at data centers and the way we look at infrastructure. And mobility really is fundamentally changed the way we interact with technology and do things in our daily lives, right? Everything from how we catch a ride across town to how we get a reservation for dinner.
Right.
And those types of interaction changes are also coming into the public sector. And so the way I look at it is cloud is really the engine of innovation, technological innovation at this point in time. But mobility is where the rubber meets the road and where the end users really get the feel and the experience and the productivity gains potentially that substantially improves the way the agency is performing.
That's a great observation. Let me ask you next about security. Do these modernized technologies make it so that agency enterprises are more secure, or is security more difficult as they add new and more complicated layers of input into their agency's IT architecture?
Well, unfortunately, it could go either way. I mean, and I've always been a proponent of the idea that as you innovate and as you advance using more and more technologies, you have the opportunity to improve the security posture and capabilities, or you have the potential through risk of making things worse. And so there's no silver bullet, there's no magic formula, but in general, going on the first path towards improved security means that I think we need to, if we're talking about innovation and radically transforming how we use these technologies, we need to focus on the governance model. It needs to evolve because of the different areas that the technology plays in. We need to substantially evolve our architectures to take full advantage of these capabilities, like micro-segmentation at the network level, automation at the cloud platform level to take full advantage of the micro-segmentation, compliance, automated compliance reviews, mobility, secure mobility, securing the data in transit and at rest, and then, those sorts of things all need to be thought about and rethought from an architectural standpoint as these innovations are brought into agencies. So it's a little bit of governance and a lot of rethinking the architecture to take advantage of them.
That's actually a pretty big task, though, as we go forward, right?
Absolutely. That's why it's so hard.
Yeah.
And that's why, for example, skill sets come into play because as we're doing more and more things, there's a security implication in almost everything that we're changing, everything that we're modernizing, everything that we're bringing innovation to improve. And so the demand for those types of skill sets has increased substantially. And so we really need to take advantage of more creative programs, not just to train the people we have, but to bring security expertise into different job and skill sets that maybe they didn't have that skill set before. But it's even program managers need some security expertise. Executives need some security awareness and understanding. Of course, different technology security expertise need to be brought into the technical team. We need to take a more holistic approach to how we train and improve the expertise of our workforce.
Lastly, I'd like to just ask, what can we expect next as agencies modernize their infrastructures?
A few things there. I think we're substantially at an inflection point with respect to this modernization of infrastructure. I think there's a few parameters to it. First is agencies are shifting their focus from the cloud as a destination to the cloud as an ecosystem. So instead of moving everything to the cloud, they're now realizing that I need to manage this, I need to interconnect it and treat it as if it's one holistic cloud environment. I can manage it more securely, I can manage it more effectively, and I can fully leverage automation across multiple cloud environments. So that's one. Second is, I think the era of the cloud platform has arrived, and I think that's going to usher in a new architecture for applications that's going to open the door to leveraging new innovative services that the cloud service providers are building into their platforms, like machine learning, for example, and additional cyber security automation and those types of capabilities that they can be more easily and more quickly taken advantage of with new applications that are architected using these platforms. And so they'll be brought, to bear, they'll be brought to agencies for users to use or for citizens to interact with much more rapidly. They'll be much more dynamic in nature, they'll be much more secure, and they'll be able to be upgraded in a very incremental and rapid manner.
Well, Doug, thanks for sketching out that vision to the future and sharing some of your many insights on the public sector market. Appreciate it.
Thank you, it was a pleasure.
Terrific. Look for more of our coverage at fedscoop.com. I'm your host, Wyatt Cash. Thanks for watching.